morning, dear students. As in the previous class we have learned about some unethical practices on internet. So today again I'm going to discuss few more unethical practices which are very common nowadays on internet. So today we are going to discuss about phishing, which is actually pronounced as phishing, and the working is also similar. Understand this with an example that you catch a fish by luring them with a bait. Similarly, in phishing also, a user is being tricked and taken to a website through a link which appears to be a genuine, but actually it is a fraud website. And the main motive of the fisher is to take your login details or bank details or account details or any of the personal information so that they can misuse it for some malicious purposes. So students, now let us understand that using your information, what this fisher do and how this phishing activity is actually carried out. So first of all, the fraudster creates a fake site which looks just like a genuine site, which means on which you will totally rely or which you will believe that it's look like a genuine site, and then the fraudster will send a genuine looking mail to you. This phishing mail actually contains a link most of the time which do appears genuine, but it is a fraud site. Now the unsuspecting user clicks on that fraud link and gives the personal information, and fraudsters now compile those stolen data, the data which is provided by you as in your personal information. They compile those data and sell this to someone who want to use it for themselves, or they can sell it online also. So like this, they collect your data and use it for some malicious purposes. Now let us see that how this fraudulent mail actually look like. Students, can you see this mail, that here the spelling of this Facebook is incorrect. So sometimes the spelling of the URL will be incorrect. Few of the spellings might get incorrect. There can be a threatening message also in the email for getting your personal information, that if you will not provide, then your account will be permanently blocked and so on. And sometimes the company name may also not the same which is actually real. So you should try to recognize these kind of mails and then give your personal information. So now we'll discuss that how to avoid this phishing attack and how to recognize that these mails are phishing mails or a genuine mail. The first one says that do not click on any link in emails that look as though they are genuine site. Like even if your bank site is asking for any of the further personal information, try to type the URL in the address bar. Do not click on any link which is asking for any kind of personal information. Now even if the site looks genuine, you should check that the URL is preceding with HTTPS, means hypertext transfer protocol secured, not just HTTP. And there is a padlock sign also on the address bar. If you find these two, then the URL is a secure website. You can give your personal information. And never respond to any SMSs or calls which you are getting from any unknown numbers to reveal your personal identity. Always try to figure out that from where you are getting the call or the mail. So it means you have to figure out the source of the information and then try to share any of your personal details to them. This is the way that how you can avoid the phishing attacks. Now next we will discuss about spamming. Now spamming refers to actually sending of the bulk mail by an identified or unidentified source. It means it may be from a source whom you know, or maybe from a stranger from the unknown sources also. It can be in the two forms, like the example of spamming mails can be the advertisement mails or the email bombing. Now what is email bombing? Email bombing is actually the malicious form of mails where the attacker sends lot of mails or maybe sending a bulk mail to your mailbox so that your mailbox run out of space. Now the main motive of the spammers are actually to fill your mailbox with the bulk advertisement mails so that it forces the customers actually to click on those mails and so that they can see the lucrative offers, and sometimes they end up sharing their details. And those mails can be a fake mail also, that they can collect the order from you and never dispatch it after taking the payment. So beware from those spam mails also if you are receiving multiple mails from one sender. So do not believe on those mails. Instead, if their offers are lucrative and convincing, you should check the website for the offer and then try to take the advantage of it. Next topic is individuals' right to privacy. Now, what does this mean? In context of computing and environment, whatever information you are sharing through computers, these are actually based on three issues. Like what are the information you are collecting, whatever you are storing, or whatever you are distributing. Now, let us understand like this, that the right to privacy involves the decisions like what information about some person or any association you have the right to reveal to others, and under what condition you should try to reveal those answers, and what things can people keep to them and not to be forced to reveal to others. So these are the things you need to take care of, because as ICT, information communication technology, is so much growing nowadays that many information we are sharing online with our friends, family members, relatives, anyone. So you should have the knowledge that what information you have the right to share, so that it should not reveal others identity and should not harm others. We should do to maintain an individual's right to privacy act. So you should not use someone's computer to collect, store or distribute any kind of information which is owned by someone else. Or in simple words, if I say that you should not invade someone's privacy, anyone's private information is not your data or information, so you should try to avoid sharing those information without the consent of the owner. So students, I hope that you have understood the topic so far. Now we'll discuss about software piracy, which means that unauthorized copying of computer software. So as we know that we are using computer and we are getting all the original software with us when we are trying to install and use it. However, few people are there who are creating the copy of the original software, which is illegal, and that is what we call as software piracy. Now the two common forms of software piracy is the soft lifting and uploading and downloading, where soft lifting means that purchasing a single licensed copy of software and loading into several computers to the license terms, which means sharing the licensed software with your friends or family members or any relatives. You have purchased the original one and you're sharing with others. And the second one is uploading and downloading, which means that making unauthorized copies of copyrighted software available to end users and then connect it to a network. So these two terms are related to software piracy. Students, let us know more about intellectual property rights, because we have already discussed in the last class that anyone's original work, either it is information or music composition or any painting or photograph, that is someone's intellectual property. So any piece of information which is produced by someone or created by someone, that takes a lot of efforts and consumes a lot of time, right? So you don't have that right to share all those information or to use it without taking the consent of the user, because that is a violation of intellectual property rights. Now, to what a person should do to protect one's intellectual property right, we'll discuss that. To protect one's intellectual property right, what you can do, you can get your own creation copyrighted or patented or use the trademarks. These are one of the way that will help your data to be secure and not to be easily revealed or distributed by someone. When then if you want to use someone else's intellectual property, then you should follow these steps. The first thing you should remember, that ask for the permission in written from the owner that you want to use his or her data or information, or if necessary you may pay a fee also to use the intellectual property of someone else. Of course, you should ask for the receipt and acknowledgement that if you are paying some amount to the person to use its intellectual property. And the last one says that if you use intellectual property, if it requires a license, then obtain a legal license to use it, so that in future also someone cannot allegate you for using his or her intellectual property. So if you follow these rules, you can use someone else's property, and to protect your intellectual property, you can get it copyrighted, patented or trademark. I hope you have understood the all the topics which we have discussed today. If you have any query, do write in the comment section below. We'll meet in the next video, in which we are going to discuss about the safety measures which we should follow on internet, so that we can safeguard ourselves from these unethical issues online. So till the time you watch this video, try to understand it and be safe and happy at home. Thank you so much for watching.